right. Let's talk some more aliens from this first omnibus. We're going to talk about a four-issue mini that I can't actually say the word of because, well, quite frankly, YouTube will flag my channel, and it'd be very unfortunate for me. So, as my good friend General Lotz calls it, Genocide. You can imagine what the title is. This is a four-issue mini that takes place sometime after the liberation of Earth from the xenomorphs that happened in Alien Earth War / Female War. In this universe, there is a substance secreted from queens, specifically queen mothers, that's called the royal jelly. And the royal jelly is used as like a type of drug, and it has different effects depending on who's writing the books. But in this book, it's a performance-enhancing drug. It's very popular on Earth, and it causes some crazy things to happen. It's become very popular, and with the Queen Mother being nuked at the end of the last big story, there's not a lot of it. So this billionaire gets a group of colonial marines together to go to the alien home world to get more royal jelly. He's also planning to make his own Queen Mother so he can have an unlimited supply of royal jelly. Royal jelly kind of becomes a thing going forward. Up until the recent canon, royal jelly, you would hear about it periodically. I remember in particular, if you played the third AVP game that came out in 2009, as the xenomorph, you can collect canisters of the royal jelly, and that's a sort of collect-a-thon kind of deal. Royal jelly, it's just a thing. It's a gross thing, but it's a thing. It's like a slime thing that people use for drugs, essentially. Meanwhile, on the alien homeworld, two queens are born, and their subsequent colonies end up having a war with one another. So we have black xenomorphs and red xenomorphs. Now, I've heard that the only reason there are red xenomorphs is to tell the two of them apart. Like, it's kind of a meta thing. But in this comic, one of the colonial marines refers to them as the Reds. There's the blacks and the Reds. So, I don't know. That's a weird one. I don't know if there's actually red xenomorphs. This is like the only time, really, other than in video games, that we see red xenomorphs. So, like I said, I don't know. So, our heroes show up on the xenomorph homeworld, and it's a total shit show. And they have to survive and get royal jelly. So, what did I think of Aliens Genocide? I thought it was about 2 issues too short, if I'm being completely honest. I wanted a little more out of it. It's very good for what it is. It makes me curious to read the novelization that came out a few years after this, which I'll be getting to in the not too distant future. But as it stands now, I really liked it. One of the co-writers is John Arcudi, who actually would write a lot of alien stuff and is the creator of The Mask, which I think is kind of interesting. Also, you may have noticed the covers of this are Dave Dorman art, and Dave Dorman's one of my favorite artists of all time. And yeah, I like this, and I like the direction it takes the series in. I like that for the first time, if you're reading these in publication order, it's the first big story we've had that doesn't deal with movie characters. They've had other characters, sure, in like the Dark Horse Presents stuff and things of that nature, but for big stories, we've always had Hicks, Newt, and then Ripley, and it's nice to not have them anymore. Would I have liked more adventures with them? Sure, that would have been really nice, but at this point, Alien 3 was upon us. I think it was within a year of this coming out. We had the cursed Alien 3 for a lot of fans, and things would change continuity-wise after that. But I like the direction this is taken in. I like a future post-war, what are we doing with the xenomorphs after we got rid of them? Because they didn't fully get rid of them. There's clearly enough of them, and Marines still have, they still deal with the xenomorphs on a regular basis. In fact, we now have special body armor that's acid resistant, which is a neat addition to this story. So, anyway, what would I rank this? I'd probably give it a good 4.5 out of 5. It's well worth your time to check out, and it is definitely not a step down in quality from something like Nightmare Asylum. I think it's actually better than Earth War was. Earth War was a bit on the tedious side. This was never tedious. So, anyway, have a nice day.